Okay, welcome back to the garage. It's been a considerable amount of time, probably 5 weeks since I've done anything on this, and for that I do apologise for those of you that actually bother to watch the videos. I was away on holidays for 2 weeks and I've been struggling with mental health issues, which are still there, but I'm trying to work through them because I just can't afford to sit around on my ass feeling sorry for myself. So I'm going to get a start. I've got out here, I was only going to clean up out here today because the place was a fucking mess, but I've cleaned up and the place is reasonable. At one stage soon I want to finish this off. That's not going to take a whole lot. More important, I've got to go and order the glass for it, so yeah. So I've got my coffee, and I think today what I'm going to do is start cutting these. Got to cut that one to fit in there, and then drill it and tap it, clean it up a bit more, maybe give that a positive edge. It's I chamfered it a touch, but it should be alright. And then I've got to cut this one to bolt on the front of that. Like a welding spatter. That's why you don't put shit near where you're welding. And what I've also got to do is put something on these to stop it trying to pull forward when it cuts. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but something I can bolt on because I need to be able to pull this out if need be. Well, not me, but whoever's using it needs to be able to pull that out. So I'll tinker with that today. I'm going to frig with these, and then I've got to try and go and get myself some fittings so I can test it. Now, I've got all the rest of my air fittings there, but I've got to get some more. I need some bigger ones for there because I need bigger air hoses. That's just for the switching gear to switch this, and so I need reducers for that. And I've also got to see if it's actually going to work, so I'm not even sure. So whether, well, I'm pretty sure this is a spring return, so it only needs, that's your feed in and one's your switch. That back one's your feed in. If you look at the diagram, so I've just got to work out which one is the switch, which one's closed. We'll work that out later on anyway. I'm just going to hook some shit up this so I can put the air hose on it just to test it up and down. And I'm also going to make a trolley to put it on with a bucket underneath, so you can chop everything into the bucket. And as it turns out, what I've worked out, once it's finished, I'm going to load it up and I'm going to deliver it to the big man himself. So yeah, it should be interesting, it should be fun. So what I'm even thinking of doing is cutting this down a little bit and then re-welding it, because it doesn't really need to be that wide. I've just got overkill. So, although if I put it too much, you see what's going to happen here. It's going to, when it's crushing or when it's cutting, it's going to want to do this if I don't have enough behind it. So I might leave that as is. But anyway, give me a few minutes and I'll come back and we'll see what's happening. Alright, we've got the squeaky fan happening. Now what I've done is I've checked this and I worked out, I had a little bit of a brain fart. Well, it's not a brain fart, I've made this purposely too big. But that sticks out the back that far and this sticks out the front. So I'm going to need to cut it off there and there, not that second line, because I need the front to be level with here, because that's where that cutter's going to go, up against there like that. sorry, like that. So I'm going to try and put these in the saw and see if I cut those without fucking them. I'll probably just give them a light clean up on the mill anyway, so I'm going to cut on just a little bit on the outside of that line there. So I've got a little bit of clean up. And then I'll machine it, and then I'll have to just grind it and then re-weld it and then re-machine it. So let's go and do something, eh? That cut. So I'm just going to go and check it in the thing again, and I might just give it a skim, not take it back to where it needs to go, just get it closer so that I can grind in there, weld it, and then re-machine it. So that should be pretty close to what I need now. Very good. Okay, I've got that done. But what I did, and yeah, again, fucking brain fart, when I cut the front, I cut it in the wrong place, so I've had to spin it. But I've got it sorted. That's now level like I want it. But the back is a little bit recessed, which is fine. I don't know if you can see that. It looks a bit dark because I'm only going to make out a bit of mild plate, a guide, and I'll put a piece in behind it, weld it, and then I'll just drill and countersink it. Well, actually, you don't even need to countersink it and put socket cap screws in there. I don't know about it if I've got enough of these spare. What do I want? Say 4 for the top and bottom. Because I don't want to shear them off. That looks like that's all I got. 8. It might have been all I got. But, no, there's 1, there's 9. I only really need 2 on the back. I'm sure I bought 10. There'll be another one here. There it is. So I'm only going to need 2 for the back because it's only to hold the guide in place, so there we go. Can't afford to fuck any of those, although, you know, they're about 8 cents each, so it's not going to cost much to go a bit more. So what I'm going to do now is start to mark the bottom one, and I might even put that back in and just trim so I could take that chamfer off. And what I'll do is I'll just give it a really light hit with a file, take the burr off it, and that'll go in the bottom. Hang on, let me put this down for 2. Oh no, I can't. It needs to be cut. I'll cut these in the sizes I need, then I'll bring it back. Hang on a sec. Righto. Now what I've done, I've got this. I cut this off, cleaned up, I machined that cutting edge. I don't know if you can tell the difference there, but that fits nicely in there, like that. And what I've done is I've put this up and machined it. You see the angle on it. I've given it like a scissor edge, so when it cuts, it'll cut down at an angle like that and slice it like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this to the appropriate thickness, get it all cut to size, and then I will start to look at drilling the holes. So I'll bring you back in a second. Let me get this marked out. Right, I've got those cut. I didn't video it, but there you go. That's cut, that fits the bottom. That's how it's going to fit. That's right at the bottom. I've only partially screwed it in, but that's enough. And this one will sit on top, and that'll be the extent of its travel down to there. So as you see, as it comes down, it'll use it like a scissor motion, up towards that side, like that. That's the very bottom. So what I'm going to try and do now, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to take that out. I can take the stamper out because I'm going to tack that to it, take it up to the mill, mark it out and drill it and countersink it, and then I can tap it. The other stuff will be fine. This stuff being biz, it would be a shit to tap, but I'm not tapping it. I don't have to tap it, so I've just got to drill it and then countersink it. This one, however, is going to be a different story. I've got to, I mean, it won't fit in that shitty ass little drill press. I just got to somehow yeah, I mean, I can tack that in too. That's not really an issue. I can tack it on each end there, but it's holding this fucking thing. I can take the cylinder everything out, but it's holding it up on that mill. I don't want to have to try and drill it by hand because that is really going to be a shit fight. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that, but I'll think of something and we'll bring you back when I'm got it sorted. I'm going to sort this first. I'm going to mark it and then I'm going to tack it. And as you can see, I've rounded off these little corners. I'll dress those a little bit with the filer and get them on the linisher, just so when it's running up and down, it's not going to pick up, because you know, obviously if you got a sharp edge, there's a chance you can pick up. So yeah, so that's where we're up to. I'm going to unscrew that. I might unscrew that, tack the thing on, tack the cutter on. I've only really got to tack it up the top. Where's the cutting edge? There. I've only really got to tack it on the top there, because I've only got to hold it in place so I can drill it. So a couple of little tacks. Yeah. Get your ponder. Then that makes you ponder. The fuck am I going to do with it? Like I said, that one's fine. I can do that. That's not a problem. It's this one that I've got issues with, because you know, a little bit of forward thinking, and I would have made it so that you could bolt the whole lot in here. Too late now, because I'm not cutting this out. Stay in there. I'll work something out. That's what I'm on the big dollars for. I wish. But I'll see what I'll come up with and I'll bring you back. Well, you know what they say. Upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing, in between for romancing. That's how I'm going to do it. Just hold on to it with the back here. Go across and drill it. I'll put you in the stand and let's make some holes happen. Let's see if it's... Yeah, I knew that it slipped. But that's 30 deep. That gives me 20 below that. That's 10 mil for the cutting edge. 20, that's plenty. 20 is plenty. Let me get the tip of the... This is not a good spot. Let me move you. I've got to operate on that side of it. There we go. Lovely. Alright, I'll take this out, put the other one in and drill it, and I'll bring you back when I'm finished. Alright, got them done. All finished. Just can't remember what way that one goes on. It'll probably only go on one way because those holes might be out just a bee's dick. And I've drilled them out for clearance, so the countersink screws will go through. So what I'm going to do now is try and tap them, and I won't put you on the stand for that because there's likely to be a whole world of hurt, because if I break a tap, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Because if I break one in, I've just got to rebuild it. I can't get the tap out. Yeah, and there's just no way on earth I'm going to fucking do that. So I'll get the taps out. They're only 6 mil, so I should be right if I'm really careful, and I'm only tapping mild steel. So we'll see how we go. I'll get the tapping on and I'll bring you back when I'm done. If I'm done, and if I haven't lost it. Righto, there we go. Tapped. I didn't break the fucking tap, which is a bonus. But that's the upside to spending decent money. Like, that's an M6x1 tap. And I think I paid fucking 50 bucks for that, one tap. As opposed to that other cheap Chinese shit, which is supposed to be high-speed steel, but it'd only be carbon steel, because I could not have tapped 8 holes with that other taps that I've got, because it just would have blunted them. So, but that's how there we go. And that's not going to even. I don't think I'm going to need to pack. I don't think I'm going to even need to pack that out. That's not going to. So yeah, just let me stand that up. There we go. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to make the stopper for the back, so that it it doesn't want to try and pull forward on the ram when it's cutting. So I've got plenty of mild steel to do that. So I think I'll do that tomorrow. Then I will hook that up to the thing properly. I might stick it in the vise and then see if I can just get some air in it somehow. I might even duck into town and get some air fittings for here. And just test it. See how much force we've got. I might see if I can squash some shit in it. And work out me buffers. They got the at the end of your stroke, it stops it slamming into the end. It just slows it down. That last 10 mil. So yeah, productive day for a change. Considering, like I said, I've done fuck all for the last 6 weeks. About 5 weeks I think it is. I'll have to have a look at the date on the last video because I usually edit them and upload them the day that I make them. So, but there we are. I think it's going to work well. I'm just looking at ways of maybe trying to pretty it up somewhat. I don't know how. I was actually thinking of putting it on the mill, laying it down, and then just putting a bigger chamfer on that edge. I've still got enough material there. I'll see. Like I said, I don't want to weaken it because it's going to cop a fair pounding, so I don't want to weaken it too much. Particularly that top. So no, I might leave that because that's where all our punching forces are going to be, up there, not here. This is just holding it in place. So thanks for hanging out again, and I'll get some more videos done. So I'm keen. I want to get this done because I've got other ideas. There's something else I want to make. I spoke to Dion about, and I might even try and get that done before I go over. Like, something to cut copper wire. So once it's stripped, so you don't have to ball it up. Just feed it into this bloody thing, and it'll cut it up into little pieces. I'm still thinking about that. So that's it for the day, I think. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe. Peace.